Dad tip of the week. Let me put it like this. We are in a climate now with like politics, certain things that's going on, whether it's celebrities getting into mess, and there's so much on whether it's race, sexuality, and especially we about to get into political season.
Yeah.
Do not take that stuff to your business page and risk it all. You don't have to hit send on everything. You don't have to type out everything. And let me tell y'all where this came from. I keep it real with y'all because I rock with y'all listening. It was actually this. I got so upset this morning right before I go get my hair cut. I'm on Facebook. I'm scrolling, and I see a business page. It's a husband and wife ran business, and they both ChatGPT'd a full on like ice raised in Charlotte response. Like you can tell, and the whole point of the response, the whole point of their status separately, because they did it separately.
Oh, so they both was torpedoing their own business.
They were Ryan Clark in the situation, right? I'm not on one side of the fence. I'm not on the other side of the fence. I'm on the fence.
I'm on the fence.
But I'm encouraging everybody to come here and give me their thoughts. And they both, the corny part about all this is they last paragraph was exactly the same. And it was, I'm not here to argue with anybody, but I would just love for you to share your thoughts with me on this topic. And the only thing I kept thinking of is, first of all, you inviting the people who get off on this administration, their action, to come here and just spew whatever they want to. And then you inviting other people who are emotional, and I'm gonna just call liberals. Sometimes we get emotional. Y'all get emotional. I ain't part of no game, no set. You know what I'm saying? And so what happens is you encourage them to come on there, and now you got people fighting, and then it's kind of like, yo, I'm just here to get my hair washed. I'm just here to get my teeth clean. I'm just here because I like your business or I like your photography or whatever the case may be. And I don't need to see all that. Now, also, I would say this, as a person who there's some topics that I feel very personal about. Working in corporate, trying to go, take the entrepreneur route when Trayvon Martin was going on was tough.
Yeah.
Being a photographer and you seeing some of your clients talk about George Floyd was tough. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people this, if you run a business and you feel so compelled to talk about something, you better make sure you're on the right side of history. And you better be careful with your words.
Well, you got to know who your audience is, because that's who's spending money with you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't mess up your bag having an opinion. Now, I know people say, like, yo, you should have convictions. But no, at the end of the day, business is business. And we're the only race of people who don't treat it that way. Mm-hmm. Everybody else, they protect theirs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they're like, oh, yo, look, I might feel away, but I'm not about to be John Brown. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they doing you niggas wrong. Yeah. Slavery is wrong, but I got a business to run, right? Like that's where most people at. Most people are not going to be John Brown, and I can't say that's not unfair. I think that's why we elevate. Or we should elevate. We know most people don't even know who John Brown is, right?
Nope.
Right? But that's why we should elevate, right? But using him as an example, though, right? Because they don't, right? There's no holiday named after him.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we don't really promote people that do quote unquote the right thing. So anytime I see, to your point, right? Always try and be on the right side of history, right? My goal is always to try to be kind, right? Like, I don't try to be nice. I'm not nice. I don't have it in me.
Okay.
Right? But I'm always kind. Like, I'm always going to be the type of person that's going to be willing to pick you up, right? Which means that even if I don't disagree with you, like, how many times I've said to in group chat or to people like, yo, just because I disagree with the way that the country's going, I recognize that this is what democracy looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if I agree, right? If the vast majority said that this is the way, if I disagree with it, this is democracy. Yeah. Right? Democracy isn't when things go my way. Right? Yeah. Like, you're just as authoritative as the other side. If you think that my way is the only way, doesn't mean that the other side is right. Doesn't mean that I'm right. Yeah. But it does mean that we've decided as a group, this is the direction. So when I see what's going on, with the ICE raids, I think they're wrong. Yeah. Right? But let's be clear. This was voted for.
Yeah, and so to give everybody, because maybe you're not from where we're from, or you this is your second time or first time listening, we are in Charlotte, and this week ICE has been here. And if you, because of the way Target things are now, like if you in Charlotte, only thing on your Facebook feed is just everything.
Yep.
And it's honestly, is, you know, me and my wife talked about it. If you don't know, because a couple of y'all gonna get mad at me one day and be like, your wife ain't black. That's their first thing to go to.
But people go to your page. I love when people are pissed off at you. They run to your page and then they go through it. And then most of the time, like, I'll get like a comment that I'll see later. I'll be like, oh, they went to my page and made a comment here too, right? Yeah. But every time you go to that page, they should be locked. Yeah, it'd be a burner account. I will say this to anybody that's listening right now that's hate listening: if you're a burner account and you say something rude, I will block you. Yeah. If you say it from your account, I'll leave it. Yeah. But if it's a burner account, I'm going to block you because you're a coward.
No,
you stand on it.
Yeah, do that or hide it. If it hides it, nobody else sees it, and they think they still getting their shit off, but nobody ever sees it.
Oh, see, you better than me because I was just blocking it. Yeah. I'll start hiding it. I was like, because yeah.
Because they be getting that shit off.
Do not go if you go to a burner account to go get your shit off. And look, I'm not anti-burner accounts. I'm anti-burner accounts when you start taking shots at people. If you got an opinion, that you probably need to have a burner account because you're a director at your job. All right, that's cool. I get it, right?
Facts.
But if you like got a burner account and then you like, you know, you little bald-headed, fat, like, yo, you're getting blocked.
Mike is losing weight.
If you do that from your account, I'll leave it.
And Mike is losing weight.
I am losing weight because I was fat. You're right. Yeah, you guys are absolutely right. Yeah, they shamed us.
So in Charlotte, the ICE race is there. It's all over online. Yesterday, they said 21,000 kids did not go to school.
It's crazy.
Which is insane to think. Like, I seen a couple people post, was like, yo, my kid only had 5 or 6 people in their class, especially on like the side of town we're on, the south. So the east side, south side of Charlotte, both are like heavily like ethnic populations, I would say. The east side is more Spanish. The south, they run the south. Never mind.
Whole East Boulevard. If you want great Mexican or Ecuadorian food, that's where you go.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is they better than the south? I don't know. Maria's in Charlotte.
Yeah, the South Boulevard is rocking too.
Yeah, shout out to Maria's. They got 2 popping. Some black girl went in there during COVID, during TikTok. Took them out of here. Out of here. They put her face in the menu, bro. They got new menus to put her in there. She went in there and she need to own part of Maria's.
Dang.
We went in there one day. The line was outside. And we was like, yo, this is like the hidden spot.
Yeah.
Not no more. We ain't been back. They ain't even know. They don't even know I got a kid.
Yeah, no. To your point, those good ethnic food. Hell, the ethnic food here is definitely better than the soul food I was complaining about yesterday that I could not find in Charlotte.
We do. we should talk about that.
We can't throw anybody up under the bus because we Dana White what our people do.
And Ben said he hates when we say we should talk about something and we never go back to it. I want to table why we don't have good soul food in here, and it has something to do with black people and their knowledge of how to run a business. But that's a whole nother subject.
Or service, perhaps.
Yeah. Those going, they
like, because the biggest complaint that I had with the restaurant that was here before it was sold, I'm not gonna call its name.
Okay.
But one of the biggest problems was I would call in my order, right? And then eventually you put your order in online.
Yeah.
And they trained you to not come pick up your order for an hour because it would not be ready.
Yeah.
Right? So eventually it would take you get there, you still have to wait. You put the order in, you get there an hour and 15 minutes later, and you still end up having to wait 15, 20 minutes on your food.
Well, I tell everybody, I stopped going to Sunset Soul Food.
See, I said,
I stopped going there because I called, they said, give us 90 minutes, which is crazy. Y'all not making this from scratch.
Yeah. 90 minutes is insane.
So I go there.
But perhaps they are killing the chicken and plucking the collars.
I had to wait a whole nother hour. And the dude, he was like, what you need? And I'm like, y'all been waiting here for an hour. I called y'all an hour and a half ago. And I like chuckled. And he was like, what you laughing at? I'm trying to get you some food. And I was like, excuse me? And I told him, I said, you'll never see me again. And sure enough, I ain't saying that I'm the reason why they shit is going down, but God don't play about me.
Are they still open?
They still open, but it's not running no more. Like, Hustle Man got on Facebook, talked about how they be dropping stuff, how they be getting their desserts from Food Line. He's a little off, so you can't really take it.
Hustle Man.
Yeah, that's his name. If I show him a video, you're going to be like, I've seen him all over online. But he cool people, man.
They get their desserts from Food Line.
Yep.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, man, it'd be great. But back to ICE.
Right.
The ICE thing is so sad, and it kind of just ties back. You know, me and my wife had this conversation. Oh, I was supposed to tell y'all she's Puerto Rican. And so while all of her family members are legal, you know what I'm saying? That's not stopping ICE from just walking up on her or somebody in her family being like, nah, you coming with us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're not arresting legal people. I think that's been the issue since day one, is that they are arresting anyone. And here's the thing. I am...
That is profiling at its best.
Yeah, I am anti-profiling, right?
Yes.
And that would be all profiling.
Yes.
But especially when it's targeted to a specific race or demographic. Now, with that being said, when the election happened, I said we need a breakdown on how Latinos voted, because we get all the votes come in as Latino. And I was like, that's not really how Latinos are broken apart. And I was like, I need to see those numbers on who is doing what. And I think this right here, I think if there's any positive thing to come out of these ICE raids, is that we're going to start getting those Latino numbers broken down by demographics.
Oh, I don't think they ever going to do that.
Nah, I think that's going to happen because here's the thing: the election was tilted because of the Latino vote.
Maybe.
No. I went back through the voting. I went back through the voting like demographics and saw like what demographics voted for Biden and like what demographics moved over to Trump. And the vast majority that moved over from like Biden to Trump was Latino men. Well, Latino women to a lesser extent, but Latino men hugely moved from Biden to Donald Trump.
Yeah, but I mean, still, Democrats, what was it, like 4 million people didn't show up? It was like a large amount of people who didn't show up that voted the election before who did not. Like the total number was way down.
But I mean, that was the 2020 election. I think sometimes we forget that was a COVID year election.
No, I'm talking about, yeah.
So the people that voted for Joe Biden, a lot of that was mail-in ballots because people, we was used to doing everything online. I mean, Instacart took off. Like all these things all of a sudden took off, because of COVID. Like we've kind of forgotten what transpired that made everybody freak the hell out, in 2020.
But that still don't excuse that. However, whatever the number is, I can't get it off the top of my head right now. But it was a large.
No, it was a huge. No, it was definitely a huge.
Said, I'm not even voting.
A huge amount of people that didn't vote, which almost solidified the echo chamber of people saying that last election was fraudulent, because it was a huge decline in numbers in 2024 and 2020. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a huge disparity in numbers.
Yeah, I think the sad part is like, we looking at this, they racially profiling. I'm not even worried about what this election did and what this administration is doing, because we talked about this before all this happened. I said, oh, you really think he's going to deport and do all these raids? And you said, yeah, you said the difference is, I remember, I got to find the episode, but you said the difference is Trump is going to record it and make sure we all see it.
Yeah.
More than anybody. You said he might get the same amount of numbers that Obama did or less. He said, but one thing he going to make sure it happens that we see everyone.
Yep.
And he going to make it a showcase. So now I see the showcase, so I'm not shocked. I think what I'm shocked about is, and I'm not, we sat through Trayvon, George Floyd, Sandra Bland, we see all this, right? We seen Trump get elected twice. I still guess I'm just shocked about the amount of people that get online and you cool with this. Like, not that, hey, I voted for Trump. I see people who voted for Trump who are online like, yo, this is too far. This is too much. But bump them. I'm talking about the people who are just like, nah, they stole a job. Nah, they're criminals. Nah. And it was like crazy because they said they arrested like 81 people and only 2 people were criminals. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, what are you talking about? They not taking your seat at a college.
No,
they not.
They're never taking anything like that. That is always part of the problem. And for a nation that was built on immigration, and I'm not even talking about African Americans because we didn't immigrate here. We were kidnapped and brought here. Yeah, right. But for a nation that was built on immigration to be anti-immigration, it is befuddling. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I look at it, I'm just like, what are you talking about? You're immigrants. You're 1 block from the dock. Your grandma doesn't speak English, right? And I'm not talking about Latinos. I'm talking about Euro Americans. Your grandmother is in Little Italy and she doesn't speak English, right? Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah. Speaking of running your business in the ground, Rory from the Rory and Mal
man.
podcast. Rory, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna make it quick on you, buddy. Whenever you are called to the carpet on racism, misogyny, I don't think you had any LGBT tweets in there. But when they call you to the carpet on it, the wrong thing to do is laugh.
Yeah.
And especially when they pair those two things with race, misogyny, and they pair it with Beyonce, you definitely don't laugh.
Oh, how did they pair it to Beyonce?
He had a couple of tweets about Beyonce that wasn't.
Oh, now what were these tweets from?
They were from 2011, I believe.
Look,
he was 1920.
That 2007 to 2012 run on Twitter, was for everybody. I'm not excusing Roy, by the way. I'm just saying. I'm literally saying I'm glad I had Twitter, because I used to use Twitter just because that's where the information would drop first.
Yeah.
So if you wanted information on something, you just go to Twitter, search it, and you find somebody on the ground. But I don't think I started tweeting on Twitter till like 2019.
Oh no, I was on there.
Yeah, like if you're listening to this pod right now and you have an important job and you was tweeting on Twitter between 2008 Barack Obama's second term, if you was on Twitter, go do your search history right now.
You know what's funny? There are companies that will go through and delete all this stuff. I don't know how somebody like Rory, Mal, who are famous enough, right?
Yeah.
You leave the top black podcast, you start your own. Supposedly you got a bag. Shoot, Mal's brother is Biggs, who helped start Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Y'all are not non-famous people, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how y'all don't hire a team to say, hey, come clean up my past socials. Also, you should have did what I did. Hopefully I did it. Well, I say this. When I got to a point in my life, bro, when I had Twitter, and I was back there. And back, to give people, to put it in perspective, back on the old Twitter, the point was to say the wildest shit. And people would just retweet, follow, and laugh. Because people was just like, oh, this is funny.
It wasn't meant, I won't say it wasn't meant to be nefarious, but it was, like, there is a part of human society where we do the dumb stuff to, I guess, get a reaction.
Yeah, it's like dark humor.
Yeah, dark humor, right? Like, so that exists, right? And Twitter was a place where people was doing it in public, because
facts,
we didn't have group chat back then.
Also, Twitter was a small community.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's very, very.
People was on Instagram and Facebook. If you was on Twitter, it was like you just
nobody was paying attention to it. Yeah,
the point of Twitter was to get your thoughts out, and if your thoughts was wild, whether it was dark or whatever, nobody cared. Everybody was like, all right, it's just whatever. Oh, that's funny. Now you calling Beyonce names. You talking about her baby. You know what I'm saying? And while Roy might have been like 19 or 20, first of all, I've been following Roy long enough. I don't think Roy. I don't know the man. He don't strike me as a racist at all. And I don't think nothing was racist he said. I think it was just racially charged. But when you're a white ginger, they ain't letting you get that off.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, not only that, but the thing is, it's public record. When it hits, you got to be like, yo,
my bad.
I did it. You know what I'm saying?
And know where you going to apologize. Roy, I don't know. And I don't know why your black coworkers didn't tell you. You going on Twitter Spaces, that room was there to line you up. And that's exactly what they did. They lined you up. They start yelling at you. Dude who you was arguing with sounded like he wanted to fight you, and y'all on Twitter Spaces. He telling you to shut up, telling you to leave. He trying to trigger you to say something crazy to him so he can act like, yo, let's meet up.
Yeah.
I think he invited you to fight, and you was just like, pull up, I guess. Like, because you know it ain't that deep. And
yeah, I'm not fighting about the internet. It's not that serious.
It's not that. And so they were lining Rory up. But also, this reminded me when I was working at the Ritz and we got in trouble for adding on the CIAA tax. And that was the first time I ever learned about crisis management teams.
Yeah.
Rory, you should have hired a crisis management team to come in and tell you how to navigate this.
You gotta have loot for that though, and they might not have the loot for it.
The lie in the article said they got $10 million for their pod. You got something?
Oh, they got some loot there. Hey, can we get a bag? Good Lord.
Yeah, the podcast money gone.